Yeah. I mean, I think for the team, for the players to come through a real pressure environment and win, and in the end enjoy their football, which is the game is always different when the scoreline is it is in the last 10-15 minutes. So they were able to experience playing at Wembley with some freedom and some lovely interplay and control the game. However, before that point, there were some moments where we weren't as controlled, and we had to dig in at times. Some of our play with the ball and our interchange of position was excellent, very exciting. And some of our first phase build-up play was sloppy, and we caused our own problems really, and gave up more opportunities than we should have. So lots to reflect and improve upon, but also some really pleasing things in terms of some individual performances and the way we used the ball in the second 2/3 of the field, and the way we pressed. I think we really pressed with energy, and that was something we were conscious to give our supporters as well.
Gareth, is beating Scotland as good as being with a manager when you were a player?
Well, I guess you're more aware of the responsibility. I know how much it meant to our supporters to win the game. That was made clear to me everywhere I went over the last 3 or 4 weeks. So, I'm delighted to be able to deliver that result for everybody. I know what it means to the country when over the next few weeks. But also really important for the players, as I said, to come through that pressure environment and win. I think they've wanted to respond in the right way to what they've been through in the last few months, and I think today was a real step forward in their belief in what they're capable of.
Do you feel, Gareth, that you learned a lot this week about how to prepare players for a game like this, an emotional game like this?
Yeah, I think we were very clear on how we felt we needed to prepare for it. We were very clear on the things that we felt in terms of our use of the ball and our positioning with the ball, how we could get more from the team than we had in the first couple of matches. I think the players have really embraced that. There were some really good signs in terms of what we've worked on being transferred onto the field. And we want to play from the back, but we invited the press too readily at times. And you have to find the balance between, okay, well, I'm asking you to play that way, I'm going to have to ride with it a bit, but we can't be sloppy in doing that, and we've got to recognise when we're giving the opposition encouragement to press high and have some joy, that, okay, we've got to find a different solution from getting out of that area of the pitch. So that's something that we can do better, but to approach the game in that manner and have the confidence to try it in the environment that there was and the pressure there was a really pleasing sign.
Gareth, was that your England team out there tonight, or will that take a little bit more time?
Well, look, tonight's down to the players. They've shown elements of what they're capable of individually and collectively. I think they displayed lots of the things that we worked on during the week, so that was really pleasing. I think at the end, still at times they can just keep possession of the ball, and when the game's won, play with some positional discipline and just enjoy keeping the ball as well. So, but I get that they want to go and score more goals, so I don't want to stop them from doing that, but you can control the game in those moments as well. So lots of things that I think were really pleasing, definitely.
Was that the second goal crucial after Scotland failed to convert their chances just before?
Yeah, I think it was definitely the chance that they missed just before that was probably a key moment in the game. And again, it was our lack of concentration perhaps or sloppiness. So we would have to be sharper in those moments, definitely. But I think we were pretty ruthless in front of goal, and what pleased me was that we created good chances today. At times, we discussed in the week with taken too many shots, perhaps from distance, taken the wrong option at times in the last few games. Today we were a bit more patient in working the ball into better areas, and you know, we punished when we got the chances.
Question for the gentleman there.
You didn't want to talk about yourself before this match, but now you've had the 3 competitive games on this 4-match stint. Can you now talk about yourself? It seems unthinkable that you won't continue in this job.
Well, that's not my decision. That's my task. You know, what I'm really pleased is that I was given the task of picking the job up in a very difficult situation for everybody. And you know, I feel that we've prepared the team really well. I've enjoyed that. I've enjoyed working with them. We've now got a different challenge to prepare for against Spain, which will be a great test for us. And the rest is out of my hands, really.
How's that these players having 3 different managers in 3 consecutive training camps? They don't want 4 and 5, do they?
You'd have to ask them.
Gareth, has a night like tonight whetted your appetite for the job on a permanent basis even more?
I've loved it. You know, I've loved it. I've really enjoyed the role. I've enjoyed the responsibility. I've enjoyed the challenge of every part of it. I get that that's not quite so enjoyable if you don't get the results as well. So, you know, there are nights where you have to get over the line, you have to get the result. But it's been a brilliant experience. You know, I've taken so much from the experience. But I also think, you know, as a group of staff, it's not just about me. As a group of staff, we've prepared the team really well. We've created a good environment, and hopefully they've enjoyed what they've been doing.
Question for the gentleman.
What do you make of your next opponent in Spain? What do you make of it?
Well, it's one of the biggest challenges that we can face. It looks as though they'll have a couple of players missing, but they have strength in depth, clear identity of how they play through all of their age groups. Obviously, Julian has been the under-21 manager, so he knows how the system is there. He's worked with so many of the players and the style. So, yeah, it's going to be a huge test for us. But that's a good challenge, a different type of challenge for us to prepare for.
Just what are your opponents tonight, Gareth? The score doesn't reflect well on Scotland, and there will be inevitable questions up in Scotland about Gordon Strachan's future. How do you perceive that sort of situation and the challenge they posed in the game?
Well, I thought they played with great spirit and endeavour. You know, they worked incredibly hard. They pressed us. That was a problem. They didn't allow us to control the game until, you know, later on when the scoreline was more comfortable. And you know, we knew the sort of game we would get, and I don't think they disappointed in terms of that.
Do you think the group's still that tight that Scotland still have a chance to? I think they're on 4 points, you're on 10. They could be level on you with 7 if the outcome would be more favourable for them.
Yeah, I think the group is still wide open. You know, my experience with the under-21s is that you keep winning games and the table doesn't seem to change, and you think, blimey, we've still got more points needed. So I think it's one of those groups where teams will drop points against each other. So, you know, we have to make sure that we just keep getting it right.
Paul Joyce.
I'm not sure yet. Hopefully not. But I've not had chance, or the medical team haven't had chance to assess everybody yet. So, well, that would depend on how they present. Probably tomorrow. You know, we'd make that assessment tomorrow. Really. No.
Any further questions? Thank you very much.
Okay.